All right, let's dive into a philosophy from the world of cryptocurrency that's way less about getting rich quick and a whole lot more about changing the world. And this single idea, it really captures a worldview that goes so far beyond just market speculation. We're talking about a vision to fundamentally reshape our entire financial system. So, to really get this movement, you have to meet the people at its core. In the Chinese crypto community, they've got a specific name for them, the Tunbi Dong, which basically means the coin hoarding party, or, simply the hoarders. Now, this is not your typical investor. The way the influential crypto thinker Jushin describes them, their behavior is more like that of a collector, or maybe even a zealot. They really see themselves as nurturing a brand new financial system into existence. Jushin's writings argue that traditional currencies, fiat, are basically designed to lose value over time, slowly watering down people's wealth. And for him, Bitcoin is the direct answer to this huge fundamental problem of how money is created and controlled. Okay, so if that's the problem, what's the proposed solution? Well, it all starts with a theory about Bitcoin's predictable, almost clockwork-like rhythm. The idea here is that this isn't just random market chaos. No, according to this view, it's a machine with a clear, repeating pattern. And it's a pattern that you can actually understand and use to your advantage. This is the mechanical process that Jushin argues just repeats over and over, every 4 years, creating these massive bull and bear markets. It's like a feedback loop where a shock to the supply systematically kicks off a total demand frenzy. And right here, this is the secret sauce. The hoarders. They act like a financial black hole, constantly pulling supply out of the market. They are the fixed variable that makes this whole engine turn. So knowing the cycle, that's one thing. But having this psychological strength to actually ride it out, well, that is a whole other challenge entirely. I mean, think about that for a second. That's a really deep insight. The temptation to sell when you've made, say, 10 times your money is often way more powerful than the fear of losing it all. It takes a totally different kind of strength. It requires this almost monk-like discipline to just ignore the noise, the hype, and all your own emotional instincts. It's really about aligning your actions perfectly with your long-term belief, no matter how much short-term pressure you're under. The goal here is to become so detached from the day-to-day price that your Bitcoin holdings just don't affect your life or your sense of self-worth. It's just a tool, right? It's part of your long-term plan, not something that causes daily anxiety or celebration. And this discipline isn't just for financial gain. It's actually the foundation of a pretty radical life philosophy that's all centered on a new definition of freedom. Jushin argues that the second type of freedom, freedom for money, is actually way more important. And he thinks that if you achieve that, the first one, freedom of money, just naturally follows. When your money is truly free, your entire mindset shifts, and it makes it easier to build wealth. This whole philosophy really forces you to reevaluate what ownership even means. It separates what you merely possess from what you truly own. The idea is that true assets are the things that can't be taken away from you, things that exist inside your head or are under your absolute control. I mean, why would you own a house for 100 Bitcoin when you could just rent it for 1 Bitcoin a year? That choice frees you from being tied to one single location. This is all about prioritizing mobility and freedom over those traditional symbols of wealth. So this all leads to the big question, right? What's the end game? What is the ultimate vision for society if this whole philosophy actually succeeds? And this is the final stage of the vision, a complete inversion of traditional class structures. It's redefining the word proletariat to mean not the working poor, but the asset-free rich. If you look at this, the only thing they have in common with the old proletariat is the lack of physical assets. Everything else is completely flipped on its head. Wealth is no longer tied to property, and work is no longer tied to a specific place. This really paints a picture of a future where freedom of movement and association are everything, all enabled by a form of wealth that is just as borderless. It's a vision of a truly global digital native citizen. So in this final vision, the people who cling to the old world assets, well, they end up providing services to this new, mobile, and truly free class. It's a really provocative prediction of a huge wealth transfer and a total reordering of society. So what starts as a simple strategy to protect your wealth evolves into a tool to completely redefine life itself.
It goes from being just a financial tactic to a comprehensive personal and social philosophy.
And that's really the question Jinshin's writings leave us with. It challenges all of us to think about what wealth, freedom, and ownership are really going to mean in the 21st century.